There is a word that makes most people physically uncomfortable just thinking about it.
2 letters.
And depending on how you say it, it either makes you look cold and selfish or confident and respected. That word is
No.
And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use it without burning a single relationship. Here's what's actually happening when you say no to someone. They don't just hear a word, they hear a judgment. They hear you're not important enough. And that's the problem most people never figure out. They think the issue is the no itself, but it's not. It's the packaging. Think about the last time you said yes to something you hated. Maybe it was covering a shift, attending an event you dreaded, helping someone move for the 3rd time. You said yes, you resented it, and honestly, they could probably tell. Here's the thing nobody talks about. A resentful yes is more damaging to a relationship than a clean no. So let's fix that. 3 techniques, starting right now. Technique 1. The valued redirect. The first technique is called the valued redirect. And it's the reason some people can say no and leave the other person feeling better than before. Here's how it works. Instead of just closing the door, you open a different one. You're not saying no to you. You're saying no to this specific thing, right now. The formula sounds like this. I can't do that, but here's what I can do. Instead of a flat no, try, I'm maxed out this week, but send it over on Monday and I'll take a look. What just happened there? They heard the no. But they also heard that you care, that you're not dismissing them, you're managing your reality. And that lands completely differently in the brain. Because psychologically, humans don't respond to the content of a message as much as they respond to the feeling it leaves behind. You want them walking away thinking they couldn't help right now, but they wanted to. That's the redirect. That's the difference. Now, when does this not work? When you actually have no alternative to offer. Don't fake a redirect. An empty promise feels worse than a clean no, which brings us to technique 2. Think about a time someone said no to you, but it didn't sting at all. What did they say? Chances are, they used something close to what I'm about to show you. Technique 2. The empathy buffer. Most people say no and immediately justify themselves. I can't because I'm busy. I have this thing. My schedule is packed. And ironically, the more you explain, the more defensive you sound. Here's a counterintuitive truth. The less you justify, the more people respect the no. But, and this is key, you lead with empathy before the no, not after. The empathy buffer sounds like this. I totally understand why you'd ask, and I really wish I could. I just can't make it work right now. Notice what's happening there. You're validating their request before you decline it. You're saying, your ask made sense. I'm not judging you for asking. That one move, acknowledging their perspective first, disarms about 80% of the friction. It's the same reason customer service reps are trained to say I completely understand your frustration before they tell you they can't give you a refund. Empathy before the answer doesn't make you weak, it makes you safe to receive. And when people feel safe, they don't push back nearly as hard. Now, there's a trap people fall into with this one. They use so much empathy that the no gets buried. Oh, I totally understand, and wow, that sounds really important. I mean, gosh, I'd love to, but maybe. I don't know, that's not an empathy buffer. That's a people-pleasing spiral. Be warm, be clear, and be brief. Here's what most communication courses skip entirely, and it might actually be the most powerful technique of the 3. Stay with me. Technique 3. The identity-based no. This last one changes everything, because the first are about how you say no. This one is about who you are when you say it. The identity-based no sounds like this. That's really not something I do. Or, I've made it a rule to keep my evenings free. You're not saying I can't. You're saying I don't. And that's a massive difference. Research from the Journal of Consumer Research found that people who said I don't instead of I can't were significantly better at maintaining their own goals.
Why?
Because I can't implies external force. Someone could theoretically argue against it, but I don't is a statement of identity. It's not a door someone can push open, because it's not a door. It's just who you are. Try it. Instead of, I can't come to that party. Try, weekday nights aren't something I do anymore. Instead of, I can't lend you money. Try, I've made a rule to keep finances separate from friendships. People respect values. They may argue against your schedule, but they rarely argue against your values. This technique works best for recurring pressure. The friend who always asks for favors. The family member who expects you to show up to everything. Once you establish the identity, the no's become less surprising and less personal. So now you have 3 tools. But there's one mistake that ruins all 3 of them, and almost everybody makes it. Let me show you what it is. The mistake that ruins every technique.
Hesitation.
Specifically, hesitating and then over-explaining. When you pause too long before a no, the other person feels the guilt before you even speak. And then, when you finally get it out, and you over-explain, you signal that you don't fully believe you deserve to say it. Confidence in your no is not arrogance, it's respect, for both of you. Because a clean no, delivered with warmth, is a gift. It's honest, it saves time, it keeps the relationship real. Let's recap our techniques. Technique 1. The valued redirect. Close this door. Open another. Technique 2. The empathy buffer. Lead with understanding, then be clear. Technique 3. The identity-based no. Don't say I can't. Say I don't. Use any one of these and you'll already be ahead of most people. Use all 3, and saying no becomes the easiest conversation in your life. If this was useful, share it with someone who says yes way too often.